left out of the gang more and more lately. It'd do us some good to have a little party.
I started working in coffee totally by accident. I graduated from college and I needed a job, and there was a local cafe in the town that I was living in, and I started working there. And it wasn't very long into working there that I realized I love the culture of coffee. When you walk into Modern Coffee, you see a busy, bustling coffee shop with baristas who have smiles on their faces. You see coffee being brewed, you see happy people that are celebrating coffee and Oakland and the community that we've developed over the past 7 years. To be a great barista at Modern starts with the desire to be good at what you do. There's a pursuit of excellence that is just part of their character.
My name is Fauna. I've worked at Modern for a year and a half. The first couple times I came into Modern, it stuck out a lot just because it was so easy, right? The coffee was really good, the people were really nice, it's a beautiful space, it was super well lit, and it felt really easy to be there in a way it's not always the case when you're at a coffee shop. And that philosophy in itself, I think, is different than other coffee shops. So I think that's why it comes across the way it is, because it's just really honest, yeah. Every time I make a drink, I try and make it better than the last drink I made. It's always nice to hand someone something that they're like, oh, that looks great. Like, I think it's just a really nice thing to do, and it's a lot of fun. My favorite drink is a Gibraltar. It's my favorite because I like the ratio of espresso to milk. I like how it looks, I like how it pours, I like how it tastes. I think it's the perfect ratio for me. Everything else is a little bit too much, a little bit too less. People that come in, they have a totally different palette of coffee, because it's not really about the coffee, and they come in for a totally other reason. And that's really important to me as well, is because Kristen has this $2 cup of coffee philosophy. We get a whole range of people. We get like the head of Fusion, and we get CEOs of companies, and we get like the janitor of the building that comes in and buys his coffee there, and that's huge. I think that's super important. There's a special relationship between a customer and a barista. We can connect with people. I think maybe that's the most important thing, and that's why we all get along so well, is that we can connect to people in a way that people respond to.
I got a phone call the day that the protests were scheduled for downtown Oakland, and with the election that just happened and the state of turmoil and sadness that our community is currently enduring, lots of small businesses were getting windows broken. It was the first time ever in 7 years that I was like, oh my God, I should board up my windows. And then I started to think, like, gosh, what's the shop gonna feel like tomorrow when customers come in and there's no natural light in here and the windows are boarded up? And I made a conscious effort to take that risk, to say, like, I would rather have my windows get smashed than to create a situation inside the space where customers felt like it wasn't normal. About a year ago, we started roasting our own coffee because at that point in time, we had so much in-depth experience with so many different coffees that we felt ready to put forth our own perspective on what a great coffee tastes like. And the only way to really do that is to do it yourself. When I go into roast every Wednesday, I'm super excited. I work with Taylor, and it's our opportunity to just kind of put our heads together and turn those green coffee beans into the best tasting cup of brewed coffee that they can be.
Wonderful idea I had.
We test out a roasting process for each bean that we think is gonna bring out the best of that coffee. And then on Thursday mornings, we go in and we taste everything and we evaluate our roasts, and make sure that we've gotten to the heart of the character of every coffee that we roast. And we run it through the filter of like, do we love it and are customers gonna love it? Modern Coffee is an extension of everything that I've learned about coffee up until now. And it's interesting, when I opened Modern, I thought I was opening a shop that was focused on the craft, that was the pursuit of the perfect cup of coffee. And creating a space to showcase that was my goal at that point. And I think that's changed a lot in 7 years as we've developed a loyal following of customers and as we've been part of a community for so long. Coffee is so often just seen as serving this specific purpose of waking you up in the morning. But now coffee, yes, it wakes you up in the morning, but it's also something that feels special and artful and is something that makes people feel good.